You are watching IGN Live at E3 2013. I'm Damon Hatfield, this is Ryan McCaffrey, and we're taking a look at Project Spark, one of the surprises from the Microsoft conference. One of my favorite presentations I saw yesterday.
Yeah, we've got Sax and Claude. Gentlemen, welcome. This is something you've been working on, obviously, in secret for some time. What's the elevator pitch? Because you see it and you think, oh, cute kind of kids game, but then, oh my god, I'm making things, and completely, it's suddenly like I'm a game designer. So what is Project Spark?
Project Spark is an open world digital canvas. Like, it inspires you to do whatever you want to. Like, we've been working on this for 2 years now in secrecy in Redmond on a team that's just built to make this project. And like, we set out to say, look, technology, everything is coming together to allow people to express themselves, right? But give them the tools, give them the platform to share, and let's see what people make. So everything we do is to inspire people, like inspire people to make. And we've been thinking a lot about, like, how do we inspire people to make? Like, just giving people an editor, it's not going to work out, right? You need something that just breaks down barriers. So we've designed it for both for touch, we've designed it for controller and for mouse keyboard. At any point you can do any of those things. Any surface, console, PC, wherever an idea strikes you, just go do it.
So Claude, now you're gonna get something going for us,
You're going to make something.
I'm going to guide, or Sax is going to guide me through creating some of the stuff from a blank slate.
Okay.
We'll talk about
I'm going to be the narrator.
Let's just get right into it.
So we have three things. Like, let's just get started on blank slate. So we have three ways we create, either from a blank slate or from story starters, think like choose your own adventure style.
Right.
And then the third one is a remix. See anything you like, change it. The thing we thought was going to be the most difficult thing to make turned out to be the most magical. And that's just nothing. Like, start from nothing and then start building from there. That's what Claude's going to do. So he's dropped into this world where there's nothing. And from this point on, he's just going to select a couple of things. Like, he wants to do expand. So wherever he touches, things just start growing out of the landscape. He doesn't have to pre-plan. We have unlimited undo and scrub bars. You can just go back. You can never make a mistake. And we just sort of go as you please. We find that people usually start with an idea, but they never end up where they wanted to end up.
Right.
They get inspired. They end up in a different direction. Anywhere they go.
So does that go for characters as well, or are there preset characters, or do I create characters?
So there's characters in the game, like, but we see people creating their own characters all the time.
Yeah.
In the presentation, we had a giant mech in the end. The mech
That's
is
true.
entirely constructed by house pieces and fence posts and random stuff glued together. There's about 500 objects. He
The grill
constructed
too.
his own. Yeah. The fighter in the demo that looks like Duckman is glued together from crossbows and rocks and just random stuff. You can do whatever you want to. It's just your imagination, right? So there's a lore and there's a fantasy sort of to support it, right?
Okay.
So if you just want a character, you have a place to get started.
Okay.
But generally, people go in all sorts of directions after that.
And so what's the next step? We have to add some textures?
Yeah, so now Claude, like, he sculpted a little mountain, he punched a tunnel through it. But let's just try put some texture on it, yeah. So he selects like a base material, like the grassy material, and anywhere he goes, it paints. But if he touches a vertical surface, it paints cliff wall.
Smart.
If he goes underneath, strange enough, we call it smart paint. So yeah. So anywhere he paints, it just puts the surface on it. And you can blend multiple materials. You can just paint on top, partially blend between them. It just figures it out. It paints plants, it paints all these things for you. Here he chose a mossy material that looks good. It has some nice overhang. It has like vines that hangs down to the side. Then if you want to paint, so he puts like the snow on top of it. And again, it seamlessly blends with the rock and everything else. So, but if that's too much for you, then we have what we call biomes. And biomes are painting nature, right? So we have two examples we brought with us. One is like forest, and one is river. So we're going to do the forest one here. So anywhere you touch it, doesn't just paint grass now. Now it's painting shrubbery and like logs and trees. And depending on the size of brush, that's the size of the things that we paint in the world. So as he scales it up, like this, you're going to start seeing like bigger trees here. And if he goes all the way up, then you get like ginormous trees.
Wow.
And just like that, you can quickly fill in. But then the thing that, like, that's the backdrop right now. We have sort of something to sculpt from. Like, the thing that we're really excited about is like how everything can have a brain. So it doesn't matter what it is. There's no limitations to it. So if you start with a guy that we have, if you get close to him, and just look at his brain. So the very first line up there has like, when, do, follow camera. Then it's a show the health, move, jump from an A, that's it, right? And if you just click the follow camera up there, it comes in and it gives you options. So let's just pick the first person camera and then run it. So just like that, that's all you need to do. And then you set up with the first person camera.
Wow.
Right. So the exact same thing we just saw before, just with first person. If you go back again, Claude, let's try to add some behavior to random objects. Like in the stage demo, we've used this this rock a bunch of times because it seems like the most unlikely object to put a brain in. Right?
Yeah.
So Claude is just going to open it up. There's nothing in there, and just put something in, just to show how easy anybody can make a brain. So detect the player, and then on the do side, he says, let's move, and let's move towards, and that's it. So let's try that.
It's a pet rock.
Yes, that's basically what we did at the stage presentation. Was that like a brain like this, right?
Yeah.
Claude had added a jump to it, but that was really it. Like other than that, it's functionally the same. But you can go crazy on these brains. Let's put do you want to put birds in? And,
Sure.
that there's everything that we put in the world has a default brain. Like if it's logical, if it's a character, he already has a pursuit brain. You can just change him, and you can become him. You can make him into anything you want to, or you can take a brain and just swap it. So if you have a bird you like that flies, you can take the bird brain, plop it into the character, and the character flaps away like a bird. Right? There's no real limit to what you can do. We showed in the montage a bunch of different clips of what people have been making with Project Spark. We've been testing sort of the flexibility of the tools and language for a period now, and we feel really excited about what you're capable of producing with this.
Just how big can these worlds get?
With the
Oh, no.
flyaway. Oh no!
He joined the birds, yeah.
Put the explodey brain on someone.
Sure.
So we have
Brain.
Well, we have these standard brains that we put in to inspire people again, and this is what we figured out. People like to control stuff. They like stuff that chases you and beats you up, and like things that explode.
Okay. We're very simple creatures.
True.
So we added sort of common brains that you would say, wonder what happens if I do this, right? And a lot of this game is about. Did he explode?
Yeah, the first one.
yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Make a bunch of
I
those.
missed it. For you to say, I wonder how you do this, go in, and then with a few simple commands, you can see, oh, I get it. Take the brain, put it in somewhere else, right? That's a big part of the game loop, is really just trying it out, see what happens, right?
So what are some of the finished products that you've created, you've seen people create?
Let's go ahead and check a look at some of them. So I wouldn't call, we're not doing anything finished, we're doing UGC, right? So we are helping, we're seeding the community per se with sort of thought bubbles, right? Of, hey, here's something you can do. But some of them are more finished than others, right? And we showed some of those. We can try, you want to try Goblin Wings? Here's sort of a homage to Pilot Wings that the original version was done by Claude. We have game jams every 3 weeks. The team finishes with a 24-hour game jam, and this was one of the game jams we did, where he made a time gate with different rings. You pick them up, you get pickups, like you would do in a game. There's a scoreboard, you get leveled in the end. And some of these are going to be playable at the booth, and we have competitions on what people's score can be. But this inspired a whole range of games like this. One of the other ones that's really popular is Blackjack. One of the team members made a Blackjack. We have made a speed Blackjack. In 60 seconds, we can get the most money in 60 seconds. One of the fun riffs on that was somebody made Bad Advice Blackjack, where there's a goblin sitting next to you, and he constantly just heckles you. Hit, or you suck, you're losing all your money. That's what we see. The remixes are where the life comes out. This started with Claude doing a very simple, just fly around and pick up rings. Then somebody added more and more mechanics to it, and this is probably the third iteration of this game. Was everybody picks it up and go, I want to add it up and make it look pretty. I want to do this. I want to do that.
Right.
That's the core of what we are. We're about remix. It's a good thing. You never lose control of your thing. You publish it, and everybody can take it. remix it, and you always still get credit for it. Right?
So
you never forget who.
Is this
contributed.
is this an Xbox One launch game or sometime in
what's
the
the
early
timetable
window
for this?
or?
So all we've said is that it's in the launch window.
Okay.
Like we have not set specific dates yet. We're signing people up for beta
Great.
on joinprojectspark.com. So everybody can go and sign up right now. And we're getting, as you can see, like there's a lot there already.
Yeah.
Right? But we're not saying any specific launch timing.
Your users are going to be creating all sorts of stuff. Are you going to be curating all these creations?
We have a whole
like sort of
community team.
highlighting standouts?
We are both safe for kids and adults. Right? That's the Wild Wild West, where everything goes, and then there's curated for kids under 13.
Done.
Yeah.
Claude Sachs, Project Spark looks awesome.
Thank you.
I'm really excited about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Cool.
bringing
Thank
it by. Huge thank you to all of our guests. Now we have a packed day full of crazy games. Check the schedule out at e3.ign.com for the most up-to-date program. Coming up next, we're going to toss it over to Naomi, who's currently over at the E3 show floor. Titanfall is the game, so get ready for a ton of wanton mech warfare. See you soon.
Great read, Damon.